Let's bring in a guy right now. Mike Sousa is with us. Mike was in 1987 when Villanova had their first national TV game since football came back. They played Michael. They played Gordy Lockbaum.
Gordy Lockbaum from Holy Cross.
1987, Michael.
Can you hear me? Am I on?
Yes. 1987. You were at that game at Villanova Stadium, weren't you?
I was indeed at that game. And
that was an ESPN game.
It was. And I remember Gordy Lockbaum being absolutely unstoppable.
He had a bunch of touchdowns. I remember that.
Now, I was in high school then, and that was a blackout game for me, but in a different sense. Thank God I've been sober for a while now. But that was Mike Sousa's first blackout game, I believe.
Oh, we're off to a great start, Mike. Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, you could just shut your mic off. You can shut your mic off if you want. Listen, this is going to be like Swingler taking over. Hey, first, it really is great to be here, Pete. And before I was brought in to share some interesting things about you and growing up. But before we get that, I listen to the show every night on my way home from work, and I love it. And I want to also thank the fans out there who listen to you and support the show, and wish them a happy Thanksgiving from the Sousa family. And I also want to thank Scotty, the man behind the scenes. Well, he's not always behind the scenes, but he does a lot for the show. And we thank you, my family, for the support you've given Pete and doing this show. We appreciate it. And I got to say, I believe this is the B block. Is that right? Is this a B block?
Yeah,
because I guess it's like an A minus. Because I know,
no, but it's the A. It's the first guest, which is like I know. Pretend, and you really have to pretend. This is David Letterman. You open the show, you do a monologue, you take a break, and then you bring back Robert De Niro.
Okay, good. All right, good. That's good because I'm grateful to be in the A block. A legend of sports broadcasting production, Chris Visser, told me that this is the block to be in. This is the money block, and I'm just thrilled to be here.
Thank you very much, Chris Visser. So,
hey, I was also thinking about the 2014 Baylor game. Right? Like,
shut up, dude.
Can you imagine what that? I mean, Lord, for a big one, the after party was probably crazy too. So,
Mike. So, I mean, what's going on? You said you had some stuff to share.
Just
what if you were out of gas? You're done.
I'm done. That was a lot. I do. No, I actually thought, that I'm here, waiting in the wings as if some other mystery guests are. And you did a great job keeping it together while you were doing your monologue or whatever that is. Like I could tell. Yeah. I mean, you've always had the broadcasting chops and gravitas of like a young Pete Axthelm, and that really came through there, I thought. And by the way, thanks for dressing up today for this big show. I mean, Jesus Christmas.
I mean, Dad, road, man. It's hard enough to get the studio up.
Dad is swirling in his grave right now. I mean, it's so disrespectful there, right?
100%. Almost as disrespectful as when you used to wear his jackets to work and leave them all crumbled up. And he would be like, "What the hell happened to my black jacket?" He would say, "Dad, I saw different strokes tonight, and Will said that if you were honest, you could get out of trouble. So I'm sorry, it was me."
Listen, I don't even know. I mean, look, the man was. We'll leave that for a later time, okay? I also loved earlier, when you use phrases in your broadcasting world like "super duper good." That's impressive. That's great.
They're not all going to be home runs, Mike.
No, they're not. They're not. I swear to God, it's the greatest thing listening to this show. And like I told you, I want an ISDN line that I could just pop in at any time because.
I mean, honestly, that would be great. You're the president of a company. People should know that. This idiot who has all this time in the morning is actually the president of like a very successful Fortune 500 company.
It's talk about gratitude. I am grateful for that. I literally learn how to stay out of the way and let all the great people at System 1 do their amazing jobs, right? Mike, that was a plug.
Mike, how was it when you were the coach of our freshman football team? at Archbishop Carroll. Mike was our head coach. What about when you designed to play for me and I dropped the ball?
He dropped the ball. Well, first of all, you didn't have a name, did you?
No, you just called me by my number.
Yes, it wasn't 44 back then. It was like 17 or something. Yeah, it was. Look, one of the best. It was, in all honesty, the greatest privilege to be a coach on that team and matriculate through to varsity as a coach as you did and watch you bloom in your football career. I mean, that was just awesome. The play I'll always remember is against, was it Judge?
Father Judge. Yes.
We were way down, and I thought we were dead in the water. And there was a fumble, and the next thing you know, I see 44 like a half-cocked gazelle running to the end zone. And I remember thinking to myself, I can still get goosebumps. That's how you know your relationship with somebody is meaningful and deep, when you get that feeling of goosebumps and pride and overcome with emotion. That was one of my best sports watching moments ever.
That was so much fun. And so we returned the kick, and then it was 14-6 because we were getting crushed, and then we came back and we won the game to go to the championship.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was pretty special.
And then Kevin came out of the stands at the divisional champ. I don't even know where our brother Kevin was like Shady Chuck, right? In Happy Days, he was on the first episode and then he disappeared, right?
Never saw Chuck again. Ever,
that was Kevin at our home when we were growing up.
He would just appear. He would just walk through and Chuck had a basketball. Kevin had a guitar. He would walk through and strum and just keep going. Hey, I'm not great at segues in this broadcasting world that you do here, but I have to, before we get to some of your interesting stories, and I have to bring up a thought about Scotty, right? And how much support he gives you. But I mean, when you're asking him about Baylor stuff, right?
Awesome.
I pause now, though. I thought he was awesome. I thought he was the best. But I want to bring you back to one of my favorite shows, November 21st of last week, when you were noticeably absent from the show. So the Pete Sousa show without you. Scotty, who's got an amazing voice, great takes. He spent 43 minutes out of a 45-minute and 35-second show talking about everybody in America who may be the next head coach of Baylor. And I was like, he's got inside information. I was on the edge of my.
He does have some inside information.
Listen, can I finish?
Yeah.
And then, are you frozen or me? Nice. And I believe it was the 25-minute mark of the show. It was released that Dave Aranda was staying. And that news didn't make its way back to Scotty, but I just thought that was wow. I mean, there was not even per the chance Aranda stays. Nope, it was everybody was going to coach except for him, and then he was back. So, I'll
Scotty wasn't the only one. Everybody was shocked by that. But Michael, that does say a lot.
I love how you defend Scotty.
You're a Philadelphia Eagles Villanova fan, and you're driving somewhere in southeastern Pennsylvania, listening to Scotty Swingler break down the possibilities.
That says
Baylor's
it a lot.
Coach is going to be tip of the cap to Scotty for that one.
Yeah. And by the way, Scotty does a great job. And honestly, wherever the powers that be, you guys should be together for a long time, man. I love it. Great chemistry. It's just awesome.
Definitely.
I really love it. That was a great moment for me. As soon as I stopped listening to that show, I heard about Aranda. I was like, this is them. By the way, should Scotty be a Philly fan? He is why?
Well, because he's a maniac.
Well, a maniac. He must have dedicated at least 20 hours of the last 3 weeks to just blasting Baylor in their current state of football.
Well, he's hardcore, and that's why I think I love him, because he reminds me of a Philadelphia Eagles fan. He truly does.
I know the passion he has.
Hey, I'm chiming in. We're here to put pictures up of Pete, and you're over here.
We gotta move along. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Scotty. Thank you.
We've got my own guest to roast me over here, Michael. I need you to stay on task, okay?
I'm sorry. It's hard. Scotty, you are the best, buddy. Honestly, you are such an important part of the show. I had to do that. If we poke fun, that means we love where I come from. So
yes, it's all love language.
but I digress to
Is there
Scotty's
meat to
point.
this thing you're doing here today? Like,
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
get
yeah.
into
So
something,
listen.
I think you
I
want
just
to hurry it up.
I wanted to share some interesting things about you, right? And I'll get to these quick, right? Because I'm out of time.
No, take
The,
your time. This is
no,
the
no,
best part. We
no.
save for
Like
last.
people don't know about you and like what a maniac you were growing up. They don't know about that Pete Sousa. Like the Pete Sousa who dressed as Superman, right? And was the guy like that. By the way, this isn't Halloween, guys. Look at the sun out there. This is a Tuesday. And he's running around like that, okay? Like, I mean, that was a normal thing for him. And that's one of my favorite memories ever. And you can leave that up there, Scotty. While I thought like he got sent home from school, kindergarten, because he was the Hulk from the TV show, right? And he would not get out of character. He scared the girls so much that Alice Waters had to call mom to come pick him up from school because he would not stop being Hulk. He was growling and flexing in front of all the girls. That is one of the best and most true Peter Sousa stories ever. This is the guy that we're getting our information from in the greater the Dallas Fort Worth area. Like this is the guy, right? The Hulk and Pete Sousa on a Tuesday, guys. Look at that haircut. Look at
All
him.
right.
Look at the smile and that stupid cape.
It's
Unbelievable.
mom's
But
fault.
I know. And listen. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful that we have our mother. We had some tough times recently,
Oh,
and
yeah.
shout out to my our big brother Kev, who's always watching us. But
Like, what the hell, dude?
Pete and mom, right? This is
That's
Pete.
not a real picture, by the way. That's
Yes,
not a real picture.
this is Pete in high school.
That is not a
And
real picture. It's Mike. Mike did that to pictures.
could you calm down, please? Please. I mean, this. You're just getting upset. Pete's relationship with my mother is like is so bizarre, and I've got to like they are so close. It's unbelievable. And thank God for Christy and Lex and Caden for coming into your life because when we were growing up, there was a couple in New England, right? Friends of my family. We would go visit every summer, and there were Ronnie and Catherine Brown. Ronnie and Catherine were adorable. Ronnie doted on Catherine, doted. And it wasn't until we were like 23 when our parents communicated to us, probably the first time, that Ronnie and Catherine were not married. Ronnie was Catherine's son. So I thought for the longest time that Pete and Mom are going to be like Ronnie and Catherine, like that's the relationship they have, right? Look at that. And
Oh, we're
thank
gonna watch the Oscars tonight. I was
thanks.
like, wow, these guys are in love.
We would sit there and watch. What are you boys doing? I'm like, God, he dotes on her. So that was I mean that's what I thought Peter and Mom were going to be like. But thank God for Christy. I mean, can you? Unbelievable. And look,
I would have
uh,
loved to have gotten some sodium pentothal in Dad and got the like what he really thought of Ronnie and Catherine.
Lord, no, and that's the thing is like that's how much we communicated with depth in our family. Like we probably even said like they're such a good couple, like and like wow, like they. But thank God that you and you are now going to get married until let's see, Christy's got till June to figure out what's really going on there. All right, I think I'm close to out of time, but I really let me just 30 more seconds, Scotty. I can see the light flashing behind him. Um,
Mike ran the
it's
stoplight at the Comedy Store.
oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Phenomenal. I've got what?
By the
Jimmy,
way, by the way, we still need to have you and Todd Glass on at the same time. That is something that like I
listen,
can't believe I haven't done that by now.
look, you know my quote, right? I
Shut
can come
up.
on whenever. Let's get
Yeah.
Corey.
Mike, you really look good today, by the way.
Thank you, buddy. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I've been
Off,
trying.
off sugar? Is that what it is?
For the most part, yeah, I'm off sugar. I've been, I've been
Does your
doing.
body have any kind of reaction when you
No,
drop the
well,
sugar?
yeah. I mean, there's a couple of rough days there, but it's worth
Yeah.
it, Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not totally like I am way down on sugars though, and yeah, that's the new addiction now, right? Just feed my face with sugars.
Totally.
Look, but for in all seriousness,
By the way, if we can isolate that sound, by the way, that's the new addiction.
by
Just
the
feed
way,
my face.
hello, I love sugar.
All right, go ahead.
Listen, I love what you're doing here. I'm so proud of you as a human being for your journey. I love that I get to listen to you every night. And Scotty, again, Scotty does a fantastic job. And like to have you in my life and mom still thriving and what, we've been through
Thriving.
some thriving. I like, we adore mom, adore
We
her.
adore you.
And the fact that we can go to dinner, the three of us, and laugh our asses off,
Yeah.
like, life goes on and we're enjoying it. And, I'm grateful for Lily, Callie, Cade, my lovely wife, Tara. Like, I mean, I know her mom's at the house, Star, pacing around, maybe watching this out of the corner of her eye, but my cup overflow with gratitude, man. Like I could not be more blessed to have the people I have in my family. And, this is your show, buddy. And I'm so grateful for you, and all you've accomplished. It's unbelievable. And you got to listen. He said, "Don't say this," but you
Let's
got to
give it some
shout.
perspective. I mean, when I was 33 and didn't have a pot to piss in a window to
That's
throw
true.
it out of, that's
Oh
kind of
my
the
God.
whole
I mean, when Lily, I mean, like a 7-year-old had zero respect for you. She
Tell
would
them the story about Lily, and then you
oh,
can go.
when she would come over in the
This is
morning.
embarrassing, but it's a good story.
She would come over in mornings, and Uncle Pete was living at home, and I think she was 5 or 6, and Pete's in bed,
Before
and
I got sober,
most mornings, if it's before he got sober, Pete's this one morning, Lily comes up to the room. She just walks right in, and Pete's sitting on the bed putting his shoes on, and she looks at him and goes, "Uncle Pete, you got a job?" Like the answer was no. He probably had to see a parole officer or something. But
right?
hey, shout out to Chris. Visser is the man putting this together. Grateful for him. What a behind the scenes legend. Your whole
Yeah.
crew there, man. I love this show. Keep it up. And thank you for having me on it. Yeah, I enjoyed this.
Love you, Mike.
Love you guys. Love you,
You're more
buddy.
talented than I am. All right. See you,
soon.
bud. Talk to you soon. That is my brother, Michael, and he is a legend. And truly, I will say one thing about Mike I didn't say when he was here. So when he, in like 1997, he moved to California, where our brother Kevin already was, to become an actor. And, he goes out there, starts to like hit a little bit, like he's hanging out, like he's in acting classes with Jimmy Fallon. Our friend Todd Glass is out there. And, he had responsibilities back at home. So he only was out there for 3 years. Like, I will tell you, if that guy stays in Hollywood, there's no question he's not a contributing member of several projects out there, most of which based around humor, because the cat has funny in his bones. All right, Scotty, what are we doing next, pal?
We're gonna have to throw to a break, otherwise I might get murdered here in the Alica building. So let's throw to a break.
We're gonna take a quick break right here because Scotty might get murdered. And Slovacics, thank you very much. We'll be right back after this.